WNOV family, this is Will Martin, and you're listening to The Difference, and today is going to be a crazy day. What is this, a no fugaziness zone?
No fugaziness.
Well, might have to be a little fugaziness zone today, right? So we're gonna have a little bit things going on. So here's what's happening. We had a plan A, which looks like it's going to work out. Jermaine, we went from plan A to plan B to plan C to back to plan A. And let me tell you, I'm excited. Have you ever met the Honorable Tony WIED, U.S. Congressman from the 8th Congressional District of Wisconsin? Have you ever met him? You've never met him. Well, this is your opportunity, because we have on the screen, for those of you who are just listening to the show on the radio, I keep saying it, you need to make sure that you sign up and go to Facebook or YouTube, look at WNOV live stream, and you can get the other half of the show, which is to see our guests as well. So welcome, Representative Tony WIED. Thank you so much for making yourself available.
Hi, Will. It's great to be here. It's such an honor. It's been amazing getting to know you, seen you around the state. You're a hard worker and really good speaker, I must add.
Could you just write that down for me for my race? This would be highly helpful. So
you're definitely in the top. I got to tell you, you're in the top, definitely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes from you.
Hey, that is so awesome. So, hey, thank you so much for coming on today. I want just everybody to know that we've sort of bounced around a little bit, because you're literally you're in Washington, D.C. right now. You're in your office. You've been on the floor voting today.
Right. Yeah. And D.C. schedules change very rapidly. So, yeah, we were on the floor voting, and it took a little bit longer than normal, and you just never know.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
3 votes here this morning, and so we're in the process of finalizing the appropriations process, which is really the budget at the federal level. And there's 12 appropriations bills, which that's our job. Is we're the power of the purse in the House of Representatives. So we're on the last a few, and so there's always negotiations and things going on. So it took a little longer. We're going to be going back over to the Capitol in probably about 2 hours, most likely.
Okay, all right. So you're making news here. This is literally what's happening today in Washington, D.C. Which appropriations bills have you been voting on today?
Well, today we're working on transportation. I'm on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, which is a great committee. I think that focuses on the common good of our country. That's everybody uses it. Doesn't matter who you are, everybody uses the roads, the water, the air, rail.
And part of that bill, I assume, is also the buses, the public transit system as well, which I know for the north side of Milwaukee is something that's important for a lot of folks to be able to get around in.
Oh, absolutely. Public transit is a priority for the Department of Transportation and this administration. Certainly is for me too. Working closely with the transit authorities in northeastern Wisconsin. And so, yeah, absolutely. This is the funding for that. And it's important that we're working to get back to regular order in the federal government. It's been a series of omnibus bills and all of these continuing resolutions that, we continue to hear about over the last, decades, actually. But, our goal is to get back to appropriations where we're actually voting on these bills. Ideally, they'd be separate, but we're putting them together. The other one today is housing and urban development, certainly also a priority.
For the city.
And I think things look good. I do believe that will pass here today. And if they don't pass, you typically would go to a continuing resolution, or there'd be a shutdown. And we saw that last year. Again, our goal is to not have the shutdown and is to make sure that we're properly funding all of these critical areas in our country. So those are some of the big ones here today.
Representative, we talk so much, and let me back up. I don't think we talk so much about all the dysfunction and the fighting. I think the news media, especially the legacy media, spends so much of the time talking about what we don't agree on, and yet this is a great example of these appropriations bills, right? It's basically the process of getting the budget. We think as Americans, there's some kind of quote unquote budget, one budget that we're really doing. You really got 13 bills, if as I understand it correctly, 13 appropriations bills that need to be passed to fully fund the government and all the activities.
Correct. Yeah, it's a 12 total.
Okay.
And so we've gotten through a majority of them already here in January. And again, we're just looking to finish them, which is, again, a way to get back to regular order. We're actually debating and, finding solutions. And we're doing it in a way, Congress it's two parts. There's the lower, I call it the lower house, and then there's the upper house. Lower house is what I'm in. I'm in, the House of Representatives. And there's 435 members. So each member represents an area of our country, about 750,000 people.
Wow.
So, for instance, my district is about 11 counties. It's more rural. We have Green Bay and Appleton, a little bit bigger cities, but I have 11 counties where if you look at a Congresswoman Moore in Milwaukee, that, her area geographically is smaller, but it represents the same amount of people. But what we're doing is the House of Representatives is working in conjunction with the upper house, which is the Senate. And in the Senate, there's 100 senators. There's 2 per state. And in Wisconsin, of course, we have Senator Baldwin and Senator Johnson. And so the House and the Senate have been really working together in a way through like what's called more of a conference. So the negotiations are working kind of back and forth because one of the houses could send it to the other one, knowing it won't pass.
Mm-hmm.
And there's majorities that come into play. In the House, there's a very slim majority of 2 people, and in the Senate, there's a majority of 3 people. So it requires, when you have those thin of margins, it requires a lot, and that's a good thing. Our job in Congress is to debate the issues, come up with what the people that we represent want, and I think we're getting back to that process. Like I said, I think that's important. That
I think it's
we get back to functionality versus, I know, like you said earlier, you hear about all the negative, and politics is, it's entertaining. I think you could watch any cable show that maybe get confirmation bias if you think a certain way, or maybe go over to the other side and watch that. But it is very entertaining. But again, we just want to get back to like regular working order and work for the people. So
I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you explaining that we really do have more getting done than the news media often tells us. We get this. I think if you went on the street and asked people, does Congress get anything done? I think 9 out of 10 people would tell you no, they don't, when in fact, this is a great example of you are getting the job done. You mentioned Representative Gwen Moore, who obviously represents where we're sitting right now. Your area of the state is northeastern Wisconsin, right? So you talked about Green Bay. It's basically, as you said, 11 counties. What's the southernmost area of your district?
So my district, the southernmost area is Calumet County,
Okay.
which borders, it's near Manitowoc County if you go to your north. And then if you go across the lake, Outagamie County, which includes the city of Appleton.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes off to the west a little bit into the counties of Wapaka County and Shawano County. And then, of course, Menominee, Marinette, and then it goes all the way over to Dorr. And then he picks up Kewaunee and then there's Oconto. I think, hopefully I didn't miss one. If I miss one, it's not because I don't love every county. I love it.
Well done. Well done.
It's sort of like the perimeter of it. But again, mainly rural. But, we have the cities of Green Bay and Appleton, which are a little bit larger. And it's a great, I've lived here my whole life. I've never left.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm traveling quite a bit, coming to DC and doing other things for my job.
Well, I get a chance to see you a lot when you're in the district, and I know that they love you. So Gwen Moore, as representative here, I believe she's been in Congress since 2005. I think that's when she was sworn in. And so I believe at this point, she is the longest current of the current delegation. She's the longest serving at 21 years. I think longer than even the U.S. Senators that we have in place right now. You're the newest. And so you just got in. This is your first term in office, if I understand it correctly.
Correct. I've never been in politics before. Quite frankly, I didn't know everybody involved and from a state perspective and quite frankly, even locally. I mean, certainly you knew the mayor and I was in my own business. I ran convenience stores and gas stations. I washed a lot of cars. I was in the car wash business. I love doing that. Very difficult with this weather right now to have a car wash, by the way. We had to shut them down. It was
mine kind of needs it, man. All I can see is salt. I can't see this car. I can only see salt.
Yeah, stay away. I wouldn't recommend it for a few days. I think it's going to be minus 17 in Milwaukee tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a little bit cold. But so I'd never been in politics before. And, I ran my own businesses for my entire adult life, my wife and I. But my priority was always raising my children, obviously being a good husband, and then, business paid for that. It was a tough business. Not everything worked out. Quite frankly, I didn't even know if it was going to work in many of the years. It required a lot of debt that you had to take on. You had to borrow a lot of money to build these things. And we had a lot of competition, big companies that were very, very good at what they do. And but being a small player in a really these are big markets, and it was a very difficult business. But at the end of the day, it through all of that, it ended well and sold our business in 2022, and really prayed for a year as I was deciding what's my next. At 48 years old, what am I supposed to do? And I asked and prayed on it, right? Because I don't believe ultimately we are in control. I believe God is, and I think He has a plan for all of us. And but this came to me in a sign with the previous congressman not deciding to run again. And in the House of Representatives, they're 2-year terms. So you're always running for election. They call it the House of the People. They want you to be closer to the people, and I'm constantly getting reelected.
Yeah.
But, that was my sign when the previous congressman decided not to run again. It was quite frankly surprising, and it was just a great run. I decided in February 24, won the primary in August, and then got sworn in shortly after the November election on November 12th of 24. So I've been doing this now for a little over a year.
Wow. So, as I say, I get a chance to see you quite a bit. Feels like we could actually commute sometimes. So
you should, yeah.
Save on a little bit of gas here. So, what is the most surprising thing, since you are brand new at this? What was the most surprising thing to you joining Congress?
So being in this field is brand new. It'd be like any of your listeners that have never been in politics, and most people haven't. Mm-hmm. Really, there's only been 11,000 total people that have been in Congress. There's a very, very small amount
in 250 years.
In 250 years, correct. So it's a small group. My biggest surprise is there's very, very good people, and I believe people generally have positive intent. I when I'm working with them, and I have I have friends. I believe that you ought to treat people respectfully. I do that. I don't necessarily need that in return. I prefer that people are respectful back, but that's not the way life works. Mm-hmm. People are, who they are, and sometimes hurt people. But when you're negotiating, I just tend to want to have a good relationship, an authentic relationship with people. So what I found is there's very, very good people in Congress, and on the Democrat side and the Republican side. And my goal is to have good relationships with everybody. There's 435 members. I don't care if you're a D or an R, a Democrat or Republican. Our speaker, who is our leader, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, said on my first day, he said, I encourage you to get to know your colleagues on the Democrat side, get to know their children's names, or, wives or husbands' names or whatever. Get to know a little bit about them. I guarantee you're generally not going to hate them, right? I mean, you develop a relationship. And so I'm working on that and continuing to do that. I may not agree with them on anything policy-wise, but that's okay. But who knows? Maybe we're working on something in transportation. I do that all the time on bipartisan legislation where, hey, look, a Democrat side, let's work together on this. This is the right thing for our districts.
Yeah.
And working with Senator Baldwin on certain things we've been working together on. And again, we may not agree on the political side of it and what you see on TV, but at the end of the day, we're here to serve the people. She's here to serve the people of the state, and I'm here to serve the people of Northeastern Wisconsin and the country. So
it's really,
I think that's the biggest thing is there's good people. Most people don't have a good, feeling about Congress as a whole, but they often maybe like their congresswomen or their congressmen. They may get to know them and, well, geez, I like them. They do a good job, and they continue to reelect them. And clearly, the will of the people are saying that's Congresswoman Moore continues to get reelected, and so that means the people, that's what they want. And they might like her, but maybe not like Congress, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all the rest of the folks, right? So let's do a little lightning round, because I know your staffer Aiden was very clear with me about, hey, I can get him in here, but I need him back for Congress in those votes. So
I do. I'm going over to a small business hearing on the small business committee, which I love. And so, we have a hearing actually. So
I'm hoping to work with you in the future to bring more small business to fruition here in the state of Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit there we go. Let's talk a little bit about working families tax relief. Which is something that Congress has gotten done, and I know that you helped to vote for. So as I understand it, no tax on tips is something that you all approved, and that is now part of the tax code.
Correct. I think, what we did last year was we voted and brought forward to prevent the largest tax increase in American history with the One Big Beautiful Bill. We also call it the Working Families Tax Cuts or Tax Plan. And so really, it's a tax measure that puts more money back into everybody's pockets. And I think, everybody, the working family, the average person, through no tax on tips, but also no tax on overtime.
Right.
We did measures that really was the largest tax, deduction for people on Social Security. People on Social Security have paid a lot of taxes in their life. They shouldn't have to continue to do that. So a great tax policy for seniors and really putting more money back into seniors' pockets.
As I understand it, $6,000 tax credit, right? So that seniors would not be paying on their Social Security, et cetera, their retirement. In addition to that, I understand that we talked about small business. I understand there are a number of provisions that allow for folks. It's a little wonky, but for businesses that are trying to invest, they're buying equipment, they're building, et cetera. They're getting all of what they need in place to really be able to go out and build their business. I understand that now you can actually depreciate or write off maybe fully the amount of money that you've spent on those investments in your business, as opposed to waiting 30 years or some other long period of time.
Exactly. From the non-business side of it, we also increased the child tax care credit. So, the child, you get a bigger credit. And I want to add one more thing. If you buy a new car, you're able to deduct the interest on that car. The point of this is when you do your tax return, and you're going to be able to start doing that here shortly, I believe it's in a few days, you're going to get bigger tax returns if you fall into those categories, which is a big group of people. And then ultimately be able to withhold less on your earnings throughout the year in 2026, again, adding more money back into your pocket. And I think that's important. I think Congress has not done a good job spending their money. I think it ought to stay in your pocket. As you look at businesses, we want to reindustrialize our country and really promote businesses to invest in their business by way of giving them these deductions. So if they invest in buying equipment, they can deduct that from their income. It's not a tax break. It just simply defers the taxes to later. It's like the government saying, hey, we'll invest in you so that you continue to grow your business. The idea here is businesses do better. We make things here in America, which is better for our national security and way better for the economy. But it also increases wages, because the better the businesses do, the better opportunities there are. And we ultimately want wages to go up. And I think that's really, really important. Things like 199A, which is a wonky tax code thing, but really ultimately incentivizing businesses to stay here, to maybe instead of buying things overseas, to make it here, and just giving them more opportunities. And ultimately, I think that helps grow the economy. And that we need that. We need that in Wisconsin.
So Representative Weed, I will just tell you that we lost 40% of Black-owned businesses during COVID because between the President of the United States at that time, Biden, and Governor Evers here, shutting down, a lot of our businesses could not survive. A lot of them were cash businesses and just couldn't make it through that. One of the things that I know we just need all over the state is the ability to kind of free people from some of the regulation. I know some of this is not Congress. A fair amount of this is what's got to happen at the state, which is why I'm out doing what I'm trying to do. But we've got to get people freed up so that more people can actually have a stake. We've got too many buildings in Milwaukee that are empty, particularly on the north side. Too many of our former factories that are sitting here that could certainly be put back into use. So, I'd love to see, as you're thinking about what we can do to reindustrialize and to make sure they come to Wisconsin in the process, we'd love to be able to work with you about that.
I appreciate you bringing up the point. During the Evers administration, during COVID, here we had a politician tell you that you can't operate your business. And, I know there was concerns. They were looking to flatten out the curve for a few weeks and some of those measures. But there's people that literally couldn't operate their business because the governor said you couldn't do that. That is insane. That should never happen. It affected so many people throughout the state. And like you mentioned in Milwaukee, and there's folks that never recovered.
Right. A lot of people lost their homes and their jobs.
They lost they should have been able to continue to work. And maybe they took measures, take certain measures to protect others and, whatever that is. But that was a tragedy, and that cannot happen. And that is a huge concern with the leadership from the governor. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. Seeing government overreach, the way that these politicians just decided that they could be in control of your life. You lost your business, you lost your home. That just cannot happen. We need to make sure that we have good people representing us that let people decide. I think people know better.
Yeah.
They know way better than government does.
We have an entrepreneur in the studio today who's going to talk right after you. She was going to talk before you, then she's going to talk after you. We just roll with the punches here, right? So
please let her know. Thank you. I'd love to meet her. Yeah.
I got to tell you that we've got some great entrepreneurs in this state that despite all the regulation, despite all of the other administrative issues that are in our way, people still have great ideas in this state and make them happen. And so we're going to actually be sampling some of her snacks right after our interview with you. So hope is still alive in Wisconsin. We got people who are doing incredible things.
Well, maybe if you wouldn't mind, keep you free to eat them, but maybe keep a couple. I'd love to try them.
I'm always on the road with that car, so I'll probably see you, and chances are I'll probably have some of it in the car with me. So I'll definitely make sure that you get some. But just kind of wrapping this up, because I know Aiden's going to jump on me if I don't. As you look forward, what's next for you? What do you think Wisconsinites need to know about the coming work that Congress is doing right now? What can we look forward to?
Our focus is going to continue to be on lower costs.
Okay.
And really keeping it, bringing the inflation down. That slowed dramatically. Inflation was at a point we hadn't seen for 40 years over the last 4 years. The rising prices, and that is tragic, especially to those on the poor side and the middle class. That hurt. Inflation hurts way more the middle class and the poor than it does the folks that are wealthy. It is the worst tax, and it is so important that we brought that inflation down, and we did that this year. We're going to continue to focus on lowering costs, and those are very important from the point of housing, from a healthcare perspective, health insurance perspective, and that's got to be our focus. We're going to continue to work hard to do that. We need to give people more opportunities, more options with their money. We want money to go into your pocket so that you can make healthcare decisions, rather than the government was giving all of this money to health insurance companies. And there's no competition in health insurance companies. Their stock prices are up over 1,000% in the last decade. Wow. They continue to make all this money, and the people suffer. We want money to go into your pocket so you can make those decisions. And so that is going to be our number one focus. It needs to be, because again, people work hard, and we want people to open up the business that they've been thinking about we want to give them the incentives to be able to do that. And like you talked about, pulling back on the regulations in a safe way, in a compassionate way. But it's going to be very much driven by the economy. That's our focus.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to stop talking to you only because Aiden would come and find me. Otherwise,
He's tough.
Yeah, he was very clear with me. So now, look, let's just make sure that we say it publicly. You are always welcome back here, and I know you fly sometimes through Milwaukee, and we would love to get you in the studio and talk a little bit more about your area of the Wisconsin, as well as what we're doing to try to move the state and the nation forward in this 250th anniversary of American independence.
Great. I'd love to come in studio. My wife's from the area, so I love Milwaukee, and let's plan on that. I'd love to do that. Thanks for all you do, Will. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to having you here.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Right, man. Thank you. Well, there we go. Jermaine, another member of Congress. I keep racking them up.
You keep bringing them in. And
I'm saying,
them up,
we're trying to make sure you get a chance to hear it right now.
Yeah.
Right. This is new news.
Yeah.
They're voting on more spending bills coming out of there right now. You know what he didn't say? Didn't say we're cutting off people from Medicare. Didn't say we're cutting off people from food. All this stuff that you hear on the news. Apparently we're funding the government. So
something is happening.
Okay, so there we go, man.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Something is happening.
Something's happening. So you know what? What's going to happen right now?
What's that?
Right now, we got to talk about business, small business.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, wait. We got to do some business.
We got to do some business
before we can talk about some
there
business. Okay, you got to be clarified now.
I got you.
Okay, so we're back to, as he said, regular order. Let's go do some commercials first, and then we'll come right back after this break. WNOV family, this is Will Martin. You're listening to The Difference, and we have been on here talking first with U.S. Representative Tony WIED, who is from the Green Bay area. Now, he mentioned small business. He was a small business owner before he went to Congress. And Jermaine, I'm tired of always bringing your friends
Right.
on my show, but today's a mix, right?
It was a mixture.
Today is a mix. So, last week we talked to Jacqueline Tucker, and I didn't know she knew you because if I had known that part, we might have slowed up on the invitation or something, but it was a good time anyway, right? It was good. I didn't find out until, of course, she got here that she knew you, right? So not even holding that against her, we let her come back again today, right? Because she said she had a new product, and we didn't have a chance to sample the new product.
Well, I did.
Wait. No, you didn't last week.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Thank you. So she came back this week in order for us to ensure that we had the ability to try something a little different, right? So last week she had the spicy mix, right? Emmanuel's mix, right?
Yeah.
This is her son. How old was the son when he was on this picture?
2 years old.
2 years old, so you got to like it just from the picture alone.
Yeah.
So spicy, this is award winning, right?
Oh.
Because this, wait, you getting slow on this?
Yeah, man. My
Slow. I'm starting to. I'm worried a little bit about. You still playing piano, aren't you?
Yeah.
You can't just slow around and get to the keys. At some point, you got to be able to get a little slow on these keys over here, man. So this is award winning because in 2022, as a brand new entrepreneur, brand new to the game, never been at the state fair before to compete. Competed against over 20 other folks. First time out, went in there and got a first blue ribbon,
The blue ribbon.
first place
Wow.
for Eats and Treats.
Wow.
Oh, you're getting a little faster.
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
picking up the
faster.
pace.
Okay, but got first place for Eats and Treats, and then she came back in 2025.
Yep.
And actually got third place. They got to let somebody else win every once in a
Yeah,
while. Right?
every now and again.
Okay, so she got third place for now the Door County, which brings us back to Representative WIED, because guess who represents Door County? Representative Tony WIED.
Oh.
So the cherries that she got
Yeah.
come from his district.
So I noticed last week you actually purchased the Door County.
And not only that, purchase it, I left here with it,
Yeah.
because I know y'all, and if I open the bag,
It's
I will
gone.
not be leaving. You should know it's resealable,
Oh, is it?
except for places like WNOV,
Oh,
where
yeah.
once people get their hand in your bag,
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over, right?
over.
So all that to say, welcome Jacqueline Tucker, entrepreneur, owner, founder of Emmanuel. You're getting real
I'm
clap
on
happy
point now,
today,
man.
man. I
It's a
tell
happy
you.
crowd over
I'm
there.
I swear.
They're
I
happy to be in the building.
So that is so welcome
Thank you.
again. And you told us about the big bags.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you were trying to describe to us, because you didn't have it with you at the time.
Right.
You said you had a new product.
Hmm.
And what is the new product?
It is Emmanuel's Cracker Crisp.
Okay, Emmanuel Cracker. Now, let me tell you for the audience, I just want you to know, when I say everybody, I mean everybody in this joint has their own, because this is how we don't, sharing is caring, but
We're not
apparently we're not caring enough in this shop.
We're not
Everybody
sharing.
has their own in here. And Jermaine left the studio for a minute, took his with him.
Wait, no. He
Just
left, came back in, and grabbed the
Thank
box.
goodness, thank goodness.
in order to make sure that nothing happened to his.
Amen.
He actually left, came back, and got it, and then took it back with him while he was on break. So can you tell us a little bit about what it is we have here?
So I started making this probably in, let's see, my son graduated from high school in 2008.
Okay, that so just for people who missed the show last week, which by the way you can go back and see, if you go back check YouTube or you check Facebook, because you talked about these were some grown boys that were coming to your house eating you out of
Right.
household.
So that's when I started making Emmanuel's Mix, which was like 16 years ago.
Okay, and that's to try to feed these banshees that were growing.
Exactly.
Okay,
Hanging out at my house, eating everything.
correct.
Yes. And then my son was in college, and so I started making this. And so he came home for Christmas. He said, "Mom, why haven't I ever tasted?" And I
Mhm.
said, "You were away for college." And so yeah, we had a family meeting. I said, "You guys come back tomorrow. I'm gonna make you some."
Okay.
And everybody was sitting around the table, and I whipped them out. And then they all put it in their mouth, and they was like, "Man, where did that come from?"
So now wait, you got to describe this for the people who are watching or listening.
Oh.
What is this? What is this crisp?
So I take crackers, and then I put this amazing glaze on it.
Okay.
And then it has this really rich, buttery Jermaine over here.
This is what the problem is again when you let these folk. I was going to say something else. When you let these folk, I had to stop myself. I had to stop myself in the process, but I was going to say something else. But this is what happens when you give these folk stuff early before the rollout. He has already eaten a good third of the thing over there already. So go ahead. Since we were going to do this in an orderly fashion, can you go ahead and give us your review?
My eyes are closed. That's how good it is.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
It's
Okay.
succulent, very succulent.
Oh, is that what's going on today?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? To have dove into mine.
Okay.
and,
Okay. So what's your review over here?
Initially, I got the impression of like a brittle,
Mm.
but then it quickly moved away from that and into I cannot define it, but it's good.
Mm.
So I put the top back on because I will eat the whole thing sitting right over here.
Mhm.
So I've got to show some discretion because I'm working on my physique.
Well, okay. Hey, wait. That's good.
It's over, Debo.
Okay.
It's going to indulge.
Oh man. Wait, I just had my first bite.
Man.
I actually waited,
I
Till we
got
got to
I
this
got open mine
segment.
still.
You might
Well,
as
you got to
well
give
do
it like the
There you go.
ASMR like experience for the
Man.
people listening.
So,
Gotta
so
open
did
up
you
the
get a
package.
feel of
Yeah.
brittle initially?
Oh, yeah. You know what? It
All right,
tastes.
all right.
It almost has a candy-like quality as you first, right? It's the sweet you get.
And that's the
when
brittle
you
that
first.
I was referring
That's
to.
right, exactly, and that glaze. So you get that, and then now I understand that there's also a white
I
topping on
just
here
put
too.
a little white chocolate. It's
So thank you. See that part we didn't bring out
I
yet.
apologize.
So we didn't talk
apologize.
about that part
Right.
yet.
I just put a
But we getting a praise wave over here from from Jermaine. It's like wait, the spirit hits you now.
Man, listen. Mama Gates let it better.
Wait.
The spirit moves you, let it groove you.
So first it was the cracker, then it was spirit.
Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
Listen.
Damn,
my
that's
son
good.
described it
Yeah.
as like that brittle, but then he says then it kind of goes almost into like a croissant kind of.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
couldn't define it.
And you know,
Yeah.
the aftertaste too isn't like bad at all. It's really good.
Yeah,
It makes you
yeah,
want to, keep getting more.
Yeah. So now, okay. So tell us, how do we get a hold of this? Because last time we spent so much time talking about the thing
You just take from Jermaine's.
and lose a hand.
Right. Couple fingers.
Thank you. So how can the average person who is not sitting up in here today, how can they get a hold of Emmanuel's Mix?
So you can get a hold of Emmanuel's Mix. The Mix is in all Outpost stores. It's in Coogee Chocolate Producers Cooperative inside the Sherman Phoenix. It is in the Potawatomi provision stores. And then some other places, Pop's Pantry, Muskego, Granville Collective. So it's
Okay.
in quite a few places.
Okay.
Now the crackers, they're brand new, and so we have not put them.
Oh, so
in.
wait, we
So
are getting.
you
Whoa.
are.
Look at we're making news
Were we
twice today.
guinea pigs.
Wait, wait.
This is,
Well,
I
look.
mean, this is
Wait,
fantastic.
wait, take that back from
I'm
you
happy.
at this point now.
Happy.
So
So
look now, this is twice today we're making news.
I
We
need
get to hear
more of
about
this.
the votes in Congress today, as well as we are having a product nobody else
Nobody else.
Nobody is at it right now. So we're telling you right now, go look for this. It will be coming up soon,
it
right?
will be coming out very soon.
You know
And
what I
just
will-
if you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll update where this will be as
That is
fast
amazing.
as possible.
Mhm.
Which is our Facebook and Instagram is Emmanuel's Mix. So EMMANUELSMIX.
.com.
And yes.
Okay, thank you.
So online.com. This is not on the website
Yeah.
yet, but it will be soon.
We are so good that we are ahead of all of this.
Hey, Will,
Yes.
I believe I know where Miss Jacqueline can get a jingle
Oh, a
for
jingle.
a product. Yeah, for commercial, radio, stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm sure Jermaine would work for peanuts, for
Or
$4.
for crackers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Snack
He'll work for product.
More of these.
There we go. Give them a bag of these, and you got a jingle
Hey, I
coming on.
promise you.
Okay.
There we go.
Have a
Coming
holiday.
Wait, you can't rip that one off, right? Now, look, none of this would be happening right now if not for my friend Hilario Deleon, who is the Milwaukee County GOP chair. So, you know what? Conservatives are all about business.
Yep.
As I said, Jermaine, all about business.
All about business.
All about business.
You better believe
So the first thing that he did was contact me to say, hey, Will, you got to come to this mixer for small businesses, right? You got to come over here and meet some of these small business owners, right?
Well, first and foremost, Will's got to be on the ticket for lieutenant governor.
Oh, my
Like
goodness. Oh, now wait. Hallelujah. You got to that pretty quick
it.
today.
Yeah, you my friend. so-
Okay, well, all right, there we go.
Now, I wanted Will to run for governor, but
He didn't have $40 million.
I didn't
to
have
provide
$40 million.
so-
I tried for 3 years.
Yes.
But you know what?
We
We're
never
out.
won the lottery in that 3 years.
No, we didn't. It would have been great.
It would have been great.
But we're fully on board with getting Will on the ticket for lieutenant governor. And so I wanted him to come and join me. A lot of candidates, they go to a lot of Republican events. This wasn't a Republican event. This was an event that was just out in the community.
Yeah.
Someone that I had built a relationship with, out in the community said, hey, come on out. You can meet great business owners, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, oh, this is a perfect opportunity, not only for me, but for Will to go and meet regular people that are out there and business owners and, hear what's going on, what affects them policy-wise within the state. Is there ideas that we can work on together to try and change things if Will is, hopefully elected as lieutenant governor with our
Yeah.
governor candidate,
Yeah,
whoever that
be.
might be. And so, I'm glad that he was able to come, and we were very excited to meet you.
One of the first people we met
yeah,
coming in there, right? And she was holding court at that. She had a seat and everything. Everybody else standing and trying to find some room, and
yeah.
she had it under control.
Well, I will say, just this alone, if any of my board members are watching, and they better be, because there will be a test, we're going to have to definitely get this stuff for our office over on Highway 100.
Yeah, because they got a lot of volunteers that come in through there.
A lot of
Oh,
volunteers. We do a
okay.
lot of events, a lot of meet and greets and stuff. And so I will make sure that
See, Jermaine, they're
this
talking about
gets-
spending some money over here.
Hey, sounds like a plan to me.
There you go. See,
Jermaine will be the first one there at the table for the snacks.
Yeah, he'll be on the keyboard while the snacks are broken out. No, this is it. This is the important thing, and I think it was so good to get a chance to meet you, and now here you've got a chance to come in like 2 weeks in a row and come and have a conversation about, and hopefully we're getting the message out to people about like, look, buy local,
Yes.
and let if you ever had Gardetto, see, I can't even say their name anymore. After I met you,
You can see.
I can't even say their name anymore because I'm just not sure what's going on with them, right? So, but you are local.
I am-
We could get right here to you, and so yes, we want to make sure that people know. So I think this man is going to cause me
Uh-huh.
to actually stop the show
Yeah.
again.
Again.
We got to pay some more bills.
Yeah, man, we gotta pay some bills.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? WNOV family will come right back after this break. All right, WNOV family. So this has been kind of a crazy day, but joyous. So I just was eating some of this. I was like, man, I got to wash this down quick before we come back on, because I was getting some more of the snack down. So Emmanuel's Mix crackers, right? This is Emmanuel's Mix, Emmanuel's Crackers crisps,
Yes.
and it's got that quality of as Debo said, a little brittle. And then it comes, and then you taste later on that white chocolate that's on there as well. So get the glaze, get the white chocolate. It's wonderful. Hilario, I brought you all the way up here. And
I was plan B.
You I wish you were, but plan A and C took over. So
you know what? I'm fine with that.
At least you knew it though, because there are those that'll bring you in and you don't know your plan B.
There you go.
That's true.
There you go. Now, see, Debo, I'm always about being straightforward.
Full
So
disclosure.
there we go. So I just went ahead and told him, like, hey,
Will's like, I talk to Hilario every day. I don't need to talk to him.
I really do talk to
that much.
Hilario every day, because we are literally I've probably done 1,000 miles around the state
Yeah.
lately, and the only thing that slows us down on talking every day is the fact that you can't get a phone call through, or the phone call drops depending on where you are in the state.
Yeah.
You know, some areas of the state just don't have.
I thought I was talking to Optimus Prime the other day.
Yeah, there we go. You know, there we go. So we'll have to have you come back, because we had a bunch of things that we will still end up talking about.
Yeah, you know, before the show, we were talking about, you know, adoption. We were talking about law enforcement. We were talking about a lot of different
Yeah,
topics, stuff at the
absolutely.
federal level. So, I mean, would love to have those
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah. So maybe
again.
next week.
Yeah,
You know,
Hey,
maybe next week we can.
I
do that.
think I'm free.
I think that would work out. We can do that.
There we
Yeah,
go.
There we go. So I can actually turn that in. Debo, I can actually turn in my plan
Good.
for next week's
Good.
show
Sounds like a
early.
plan.
So I think that we can handle that.
I'm plan A this time.
You are plan A this time. You're moving up from B to A.
Hey, you know what? When you got a sitting congressman, you know, that guy goes first.
That he really does.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
And then when you got an entrepreneur, came in
entrepreneur,
who fed
business-
us,
Businesswoman who's bringing snacks, delicious
yeah,
snacks.
absolutely. And
That-
you know when
that
Jermaine
even
gets
goes above the
excited about the
congressman.
snacks, you know they are good if he's already on board. So yeah, so we want to make sure to keep Sister Tucker over here very busy, and make sure that we're selling. So look, you can get. Well, no, let me not lie. You cannot get what we have yet.
Yeah.
But you
I'm gonna have
will
another.
very yeah. Okay, see now showing off for the audience that you can have it, they can't have it yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is wonderful. And you said as well that see, look, I gotta take my glasses off
Yeah,
to
I
be able to read
know.
all this, right?
It is yeah.
So as you said, Emmanuel's Mix at gmail.com as well. So if
Yes.
people really want to get some more information, you can see on the screen again. If you were watching the show, you can get all the information right there. But we definitely want to make sure that we see you again sometime
Yes.
too.
Yes.
You know, you said you come back, and you really did come back,
Oh, absolutely.
and you brought something even better
Okay.
with you this time around. So I see now why you can't make it as big as the other one,
Right.
because we would be 400 pounds leaving out of here.
I tell you, that other one was really great. You know, my bag's already gone.
Yeah, see, I bought 2 bags immediately the night we met, and I gave him one of the bags. That's why he also calls me too, because
Oh,
Right.
I'll feed him every once in a while too. You know, we'll make
That's
sure. Exactly, he's got some snacks going. So, all right, Jermaine,
Yes, sir.
I know you're gonna cut me off at some point before I get into something.
About 5 minutes.
In about 5 minutes, that'll be like a minute into the next show. So, Hilario, any parting words?
You know, I truly have to say, you know, for those that are, you know, people know Will's running for lieutenant governor. I am chairman of one of the largest, you know, populated areas in the state for the
largest.
Republican. Yeah, actually, yeah, the largest populated area in the state for the Republican Party, and having conversations with, you know, county party chairs and just different people across the state. You know, I think people recognize the work that you've put in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, people are even calling to find out what's going
Yeah,
on, what's
yeah,
Will
absolutely.
up to. Let's get them to an event. And I truly believe that you should be our next lieutenant governor. You have, I'm on the team. I'm very supportive. I've
And
been
we started the
supportive.
show out with WIED saying great things about me.
Yeah.
We end the show with you saying good. This is a great way to have, you know, and then you bring us food. I'm like,
And
can't
it's,
do so
I'm
much
not
better
just
than
saying
this.
that because he, you know, gives me snacks or anything like that. I truly believe it. I was very supportive, you know, even outside the campaign cycle. You know, we were, you know, very close friends and,
yeah.
you know, got to know each other. And, you know, I've been on the show before and we've had phenomenal
And
conversations.
see, before you even said all this, I was going to have you on again already. So
See, there we go.
It'll work out.
I would have said it either way.
Yeah, absolutely. You can come into the no fugaziness zone.
No fugaziness. And,
And,
I got Jermaine a picture that we're going to have
Yeah.
to show
Yeah,
sometime.
yeah.
And I'm sure I'm gonna save it to my phone as a screen.
There you go. This is the no fugaziness
That's
2026.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no fugaziness zone for 2026, right?
Mhm.
So, Ms. Tucker, what are you going to do after all this? Now, you know, you started with the mixes, you got the cracker crisps. Now, what is next?
Any new snack ideas?
Yeah, I mean,
too?
what's next for you? What advice do you have for other people? Because look, you did not meet. Don't you remember last week when she told the story and she was just giving it away for
Yeah.
free?
Yeah,
And it took the pastor telling her,
yeah.
"We got to get the pastor in here." So the pastor
I'm
can,
gonna make that
yeah,
happen.
because we got to make sure the pastor comes in here and lets everybody else know. Stop giving away stuff for free. 2026 is the year of entrepreneurship. We're gonna
Mhm.
get business going again, and we need to get her. Wait, we need her to speak a word
You ain't right.
so that we could get some people back into business again, right?
Yes.
And Ms. Tucker is a living example of somebody who took the notes
Yeah.
and did what the pastor told her to do.
I got her online.
Okay, hey, well, hey, you go right ahead and you get her so we can get her in here.
Alright, say no more.
We need to. Hey, look, Black History Month starts in
Yeah.
February, so let's make
Yeah,
sure
you're
that
good.
that first Thursday of February, let's make sure we get her in here,
I'm on it for you, right?
and let's speak a word into some. Well, it's over, man. It's all over.
It is.
You know, you're gonna tell me I'm gonna get into something, and then the next thing you're gonna do. So I know better now because you and Devo gonna be like, oh, by the way, you're just talking to yourself since the show is over.
Thank you for having me. though.
Thank you so much for coming
for
back,
having
and
me.
you know,
Yeah,
and thank you
I
for coming.
appreciate it.
And I really want people to understand. You got to go to these mixers. You got to get out here and network with people. You are not going to be successful as an entrepreneur, or even if you're looking to build your career, if you don't get out here and talk to other people,
That's right.
because you don't know who other people know.
Networking is key.
Absolutely. You didn't know I had a show when I bought my two
I had
bags?
no idea.
Absolutely. So it worked out. And
It
I'm glad
really
you treated
worked
me
out.
nicely, because then I could ask you to
I
come on the
I
show.
will always treat people nicely, so you were good. Yeah.
So that is too good. Did we make it, man?
We made it.
Did we make it?
We
We make it in another week.
We made it.
And so every time this comes in, you know, I only know that we'll go over when it's your friends.
Oh.
You know, that's when we start running into other people's shows. Because you just, and you know it's true.
It's true. Hey, that's the funny part about it, because it's true.
Yeah, you won't let me do it, but when your friends come in,
Hey,
that's when we go over.
I'll be trying to get them up out of there.
I swear. I swear.
I try.
Well, so okay, whose bags are these, by the way? Just so we don't have anybody claiming Jermaine.
Yeah.
We don't want anybody claiming these.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, Superman, Clark Kent, he texted me and said that he wants one as well. So
Okay.
before you leave, you got to make sure that you leave one for me, you know, because he saw me eating it on camera.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Figured
like,
he
"Man,
wanted some.
okay."
Oh, my
He like,
goodness.
Don't forget to tell him.
All right. So
I
okay,
got
so
it.
you're going to get for us. We're going to make sure
Yep.
the pastor who
Mhm.
inspired this business,
Yep.
he's going to come in here and inspire more people
Yeah.
to get in business
Yep.
at the beginning of Black History Month.
Yep.
You're going to speak it into
That's
existence
it,
right
Doc.
now.
Amen
That's
to
it.
that.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. And then Hilario is going to come now next week. Is the end of January, right? We haven't.
Yeah.
We're not going to fight over which days people are coming, right? So you come next. Yeah, you come on next week, and you will be the last show of the month,
Last show of the month of the
and then the pastor
New
will
year.
be the new. And I know we got to go.
Yeah,
Okay, so
You come.
January.
all right, peace out.